Good afternoon, folks. It is April 23rd, 2023, approximately 3:35 p.m. Central Standard Time, or actually Central Daylight Time, excuse me. I hope our creators keeping you well and safe wherever you are in the world. Please make sure to hit that like button and share this across other platforms so we can let people know what's going on out in our solar system and the effects it can have on our planet. Just like we're looking at right here. This is the aurora forecast, and right now, folks, we are having some serious storms going on. You can currently see the northern and southern aurora, and it is actually showing that we are in a major storm right now. It has actually hit early, and it has hit very hard. See how it's all the way down here sub-auroral? So like if you happen to live down in northern Kansas area, you might get to see aurora. When you get sub-auroral, guess what? That's a major storm. And we're in it right now. It did arrive earlier than what other people did forecast. I did figure it was going to hit sometime around, I actually said around 4 o'clock today. I'm not too far off. It actually struck about an hour ago, and I mean, doing solar weather forecast, there is no exactness, so you definitely have to give or take about 6 hours. So as we come on over, now this right here, you can check this out at SolarHam, and right now I am over at spaceweatherlive.com, and you can currently see we are in KP8, which is very high. It is a geomagnetic storm level 4. Threshold that reached at 1945 UTC time, minus 6 hours off of that. That would be about 145. Yeah, that's not too bad. Current data suggests there's a high possibility of aurora to appear at the following high latitude regions in the near future, and middle latitude regions in the near future as well. Folks, KP8 is pretty darn high. I'm not going to lie. You can see that the top and bottom of our ionosphere is also going to be charged from this. This is going to be the aurora. It's going to be very low, which is pretty nuts. You can come down, you can see the solar wind. We actually reached above 600. We got to, come on, where are you? 650 kilometers per second from the solar winds, which is pretty darn high. It also shows the density of this, and which is amazing because it looks like the highest point was about 33 centimeters cubed. Yep. Oh, look at that, 33.33. You can't make that up. Oh my gosh. So for those that are wondering, what does this mean? Okay, right now we're over at spaceweatherpredictioncenter.noaa.gov, and this is where they pretty much break it down. The G-4, Geomagnetic Storm Level 4 Impact Power Systems. Possible widespread voltage control problems and some protective systems will mistakenly trip out key assets from the grid. Oh, great. Spacecraft operations may experience surface charging and tracking problems. Corrections may be needed for orientational problems. Other system, induced pipeline currents affect preventative measures. High-frequency radio propagation sporadic. Satellite navigation degraded for hours. Low-frequency radio navigation disrupted. And aurora has been seen as low as Alabama and Northern California, typically about the 45-degree magnetic latitude. Alabama? Northern California? Yeah, that ought to tell you something. So not only can it mess with the power grid, it can also mess with tracking problems. Our pipeline industry, I used to work in the pipeline industry. A lot of times they'll actually shut things down. Because if it's flowing, you don't want it to be flowing. That's not good. Satellites are going to go out. Radios will go out. High frequency and low frequency radio will be down. So this is kind of an ordeal. In fact, a lot of our satellites, they're going to have to shut down into a safety mode in order to protect themselves, because the bow shock is going to be right at our satellite levels. Like some of them are going to. It would not surprise me if we're going to start seeing them falling out of the sky. Some of them falling out of the sky here relatively shortly, like within the next 48 to 72 hours. It would not surprise me. Now here's the other thing. Just so happens, coming out of Italy, Schumann resonance blasting off. Now, I did happen to come down to the bottom because I like to check things out and see what's going on. And typically, and right here, when we zoom in on Italy, this right here, this could explain it. See, right here is Cumiana, Italy, which is not too far from CERN. And when you have lightning in the area, it absolutely affects the Schumann resonance graph. The instruments that read it, it will absolutely affect it. So it's kind of hard to say if that's what the ordeal is or not. But typically when you get a huge wall like that, it just shoots up. I mean, you can see the lightning strikes. This is typical of what lightning looks like. But for it to just slam up like that with a big wall, yeah, that's normal. That's not lightning. So they could be firing CERN up and hiding it in the lightning, if that makes sense. See, like these right here, this is a wall. This is a wall. These red brick walls, That is indicative of CERN. So it's like they're taking advantage of the lightning storm to hide their activity. Really, it's kind of smart. Now, one of the things we need to pay attention to, what is this also going to affect? When we're getting hit with a geomagnetic storm, a big ribbon of plasma, what can that do? It can trigger earthquakes and volcanoes. Folks, don't forget to check out earthquakes.volcanodiscovery.com and take a look. We will see an uptick. Our plates can shift. Tsunamis can happen. Volcanoes can erupt because this is what happens. I've done a video on this explaining exactly what happens when we get hit by CME and how it kind of pushes on the earth, and then the earth reverberates back, and you get plate slippage, and you get earthquakes and volcano eruptions. So yeah, this is actually pretty big storm. This is the biggest one we've had in quite a while. So keep your eyes open, no fear, and remember that love is the only way forward. So the wolf out.